You ever notice how some people just move different? They're not antisocial, they're not shy, they're not mad at the world, they just genuinely prefer being alone. Yeah, those are the lone wolves. And the crazy thing is, psychology says this personality type is way more real and way more common than we think. See, most of us grow up hearing that humans are social creatures, right? Like we're all built to run in packs, talk non-stop, and stay connected 24/7. But studies actually show that about 25 to 30% of people have what psychologists call high autonomy orientation, meaning they don't get energy from the crowd. They get energy from themselves. They're wired to think independently, make decisions quietly, and stay in control of their own space. And honestly, that's not weird. That's just how their brain is built. Lone wolves usually grow up noticing that they see the world a little differently. While other kids want to be the center of attention, they're the ones sitting back, observing, analyzing, catching every detail that everybody else just rushes past. And that's one of their biggest strengths, they process life deeper. Research from the University of Virginia even found that people who enjoy solitude often score higher in creativity and problem solving, because their brain doesn't have to fight for mental space. When they're alone, they're actually thinking at full power. But here's the twist, being a lone wolf has nothing to do with loneliness. That's the biggest misconception. Loneliness is when you want people but don't have them. Solitude is when you have people, but you genuinely choose your own company. And a lot of lone wolves choose it because they've learned how peaceful it feels. There's no pressure to perform, no drama, no noise, no expectations. Just them, their thoughts, and a little bit of quiet, and honestly, that hits different. And if you've ever been around a true lone wolf, you know they're not cold or rude. They can be social, they can vibe with people, they can hold a whole conversation, they just don't need it. There's a big difference. Their self-worth isn't tied to attention or approval. Psychologists call this low social dependence, meaning they don't rely on external validation. They don't need a crowd to feel whole. They don't chase clout, they don't follow trends, they don't switch up who they are just to fit in. They stay solid. Some lone wolves get that way from personality. Others get that way from life. Maybe they learned early on that they could only rely on themselves. Maybe they spent years being the listener, the fixer, the quiet one absorbing everyone else's chaos. Eventually, they realized that peace is priceless, and their alone time became their safe zone. And honestly, in a world where everyone's constantly plugged in, constantly posting, constantly screaming for attention, the lone wolf is kinda the rare one who stays grounded. So if you're a lone wolf, or you know one, just remember, this isn't a weakness, and it's not something to fix. It's a real, valid personality type backed by real psychology. They're not avoiding the world. They're just choosing themselves. If this described you a little too well, hit subscribe, you're in the right place.